Hi, it's Merrick and Leanne, and you're watching episode 16 of the Modern Girl's Guide to Sewing. In this video, we're talking all about zippers.
Now, zippers can be really intimidating to a lot of people, but with a little practice, you'll realize they're actually super simple. And once you learn how to insert them, it opens up a whole new world of sewing possibilities.
Way more than half of the clothing we design and create includes adding a zipper, so it's really a very essential skill. But before we show you how to put them in, let's first talk about the different kinds of zippers.
There are three main types of zippers: metal zippers, plastic zippers, and invisible zippers.
Metal zippers, right here, are also sometimes called industrial zippers, and they're the thick and strong gold metal teeth zippers you see in the fly on your jeans or on the pockets or front zip of your leather jacket. In other apparel sewing, they're also used for more of a decorative statement zipper, although still functional, on the back of dresses, skirts, and tops. You can buy different colors of these zippers online, but typically local stores only carry basic colors: black, white, and dark blue.
Next are plastic zippers. Plastic zippers are also referred to as regular, conventional, or basic zippers. They have smaller teeth than metal zippers, and the teeth are made of plastic rather than metal, obviously. They can be used on all the same kinds of apparel as metal zippers: skirts, shirts, dresses. They just have a different, less stylized look than metal zippers.
And finally, our favorite, the invisible zipper. This is the easiest of the three to insert and the kind we use the most often.
That's probably why it's our favorite.
Probably. It's the special kind of zipper that's inserted right behind the seam so that when it's zipped up, the zipper completely disappears and the seam just looks like a regular seam. These are especially great for side seam zippers on dresses, long zippers up the back of a dress, and pretty much any project where you don't want a zipper to be obvious or exposed.
Each of these three zippers come in a variety of standard lengths: 7 to 9, 12 to 14, and 20 to 22 inches. However, if you need a zipper in a different length than the standard sizes, there's an easy fix to shorten the length, which we'll show you how to do right now.
Step 1. Take your zipper and mark your new desired zipper length. Step 2. Place your zipper on your machine with a regular presser foot. Set your stitch to zigzag with the width as high as it will go and the length as low as it will go. Sew back and forth over the zipper teeth to create a custom zipper stop. Step 3. Remove the zipper from the machine and cut the extra zipper off about 1 inch below your stitching.
Super easy, right? Now you can make a zipper in any length you'd like.
Now, let's learn how to insert a plastic zipper. The method for inserting a metal zipper is exactly the same.
To sew a regular zipper in, you'll need a regular zipper foot like we talked about in episode 4, feet and needles. It is a narrow foot with cutouts on either side like this. Step 1. Take your 2 pieces of fabric you want to attach with the zipper and serge the edges of each. Alternatively, you can use a zigzag stitch like we talked about in episode 5, basic stitches. Step 2. Lay the 2 pieces of fabric on top of each other, right sides together, lining up the edges. Pin in place. Lay your zipper on top of your fabric and make a mark where the zipper ends. Sew a straight basting stitch with a seam allowance of at least 1/2 inch from the top down to your mark. Then change your machine to a regular stitch and finish the rest of the seam, making sure to back stitch at the end. Step 3. Press your seam allowance open and lay your zipper face down on the seam allowance, lining up the middle of the teeth with the seam. Also, make sure your zipper top stop, this little metal piece here, is placed just slightly below the top of your fabric. Some people pin the zipper in place, but we find that it's easiest to tape it in place since it's the best way to keep your zipper exactly where you want it and doesn't create bulk when you sew. Use strips of clear tape and tape the zipper to the fabric like this. Step 4. Turn your fabric right side up with the zipper now taped to the underside and use a pin to mark the base of the zipper, just so you know where it is as you sew. Attach your zipper foot on the left side. Line the left side of your foot up against the right side of the zipper. Starting about 1 inch from the top of the zipper, sew down the right side of the zipper with a regular length stitch. Stop right before you reach the pin marking the base of the zipper. With your needle down in the fabric, lift your presser foot and rotate your fabric. Sew across the teeth, backstitching a few times to secure the bottom, and then rotate your fabric again and sew up the left side of the zipper. Stop when you get about 1 inch from the top. Step 5. Remove the tape from the back and use a seam ripper to rip open your basting seam and remove all the extra thread. Now your zipper is exposed. Unzip the zipper, then tuck the top tape extensions, these tabs at the very top of the zipper, behind the seam allowances, pin in place, and then finish the seams on either side from the top of the zipper until you meet up where you left off. Remember to backstitch on both ends.
Next, let's move to the invisible zipper. To make inserting an invisible zipper a total breeze, we strongly recommend picking up an invisible zipper foot. You can use a normal zipper foot, but an invisible zipper foot makes all the difference.
Now there are several varieties of invisible zipper feet. This one is mine, and this one is Merrick's. Obviously, they look very different, but they do the same job. They range in price from $4 to $35, and you can find them at your local fabric store, usually in the zipper section, or online. Check our resource guide for direct links of where to find them.
We showed you this foot in episode 4, Feet and Needles, but we'll quickly cover it again. The invisible zipper foot has little grooves along the bottom that guide the teeth of the zipper as you sew, allowing you to get your stitches right next to the zipper teeth. Before you start, it's important to note that to create a nice, smooth zipper and seam, insert the zipper before you attach any of your corresponding fabric pieces. For example, if you're adding a zipper to the back of a dress, don't sew the back pieces of the dress together until after the zipper is in. This is opposite from the metal and plastic zippers. Step 1. Let's prepare our fabric. Serge the seam allowances before inserting the zipper. A simple zigzag stitch along the edge works too, like we showed you in episode number 5, Basic Stitches. Invisible zippers are attached from the right side of your fabric, so place your fabric pieces right side up on a flat surface like this. Step 2. Prepare your zipper. Open your zipper and use an iron to press the curled teeth flat. This will help you get your stitches as close to the teeth as possible. Figuring out the placement when pinning the zipper can be tricky, and even after inserting a zillion invisible zippers, we still have to think through the placement each time we pin it. It's confusing to explain it, so we'll just show you how we double-check our placement. With the zipper unzipped and face down, and the right side of your fabric facing up, the right side of the zipper will be on your left piece of fabric, and the left side of your zipper will be on your right piece of fabric, each with the teeth facing away from the serged edge. Totally complicated, right? But double checking before you pin and sew will help you avoid any mistakes. Also, make sure that the top stops are placed just below the top edge of your fabric. Step 3. To stitch the zipper in place, position the zipper teeth under the proper groove in the presser foot and stitch until the presser foot reaches the zipper stop. For example, the right groove for the left dress piece. The empty groove should sit on top of the zipper tape. Don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and end of your stitch. Step 4. Once both sides of your zipper are attached, remove your invisible zipper foot and replace with a regular zipper foot. Zip up the zipper and lay your two pieces of fabric together with right sides together. Place the foot as close to the zipper stitching as possible, making sure to move your zipper tail out of the way. Complete the seam. Sometimes it's impossible to get your two seams to connect just because the zipper tail is in the way, so hand stitch to fill in that little hole if needed. Open your fabric up and press your seams flat, making sure to press your seam allowances open. Your zipper tabs will be sticking out of the top of your neckline or waistband, so we'll show you how to hide them. Fold each zipper tab under the zipper seam allowance, pin in place, and do a small row of stitching along the very top of the fabric on either side of the zipper to secure them in place.
And that's how you sew an invisible zipper. It does seem a little tricky and tedious at first, But after a few times practicing, we promise you'll be a pro.
You'll be a pro, so don't be scared. Zippers really aren't that terrifying. And knowing how to insert zippers just opened up so many new clothing possibilities.
It really does.
So go sew something and add a zipper.